Hi folks, thank you so much for downloading this episode of a work in progress D&D podcast, a creative experiment of sorts. I'd like to mention that this podcast is not for children. Now, why don't we jump into this adventure? Hi folks, real quick announcement out the following episode. While we were recording, there was a bunch of landscaping happening outside my apartment. I did my best to try and minimize the noise, but unfortunately some of it is still there, and I decided to keep some of our reaction to it in because honestly it kind of ties in with the whole work in progress concept of this podcast. So if you don't like the sound of cutting of trees and things, then roughly around the 22-minute mark to about the 27-minute mark is where you can dodge that. And once again, I apologize, but hey, it happens. So let's get back to this. Hi, folks.
Oh boy.
Wait.
It's been a while.
Cut. Cut. Go back. Do it again. Marker. My God. All right. Let's actually minimize that a little bit. Put this up here. Okay. I'm so ready today. So ready. The most readiest ever that's ever been readied. Okay. Like I said, I'm ready. Okay. Hi, folks, and welcome back to another episode of a Work in Progress D&D podcast. As always, we are your three brothers going on this wacky, technical, and fantastical adventure. To start us off, we have the eldest brother.
I'm Sean, and I play Alex Arcadis.
And we have the youngest brother.
I'm Ryan, and I play Pine Deciduery.
And we have me, your middle brother, Eric. And I am the DM, GM, and I don't have anything silly today, so I think it's just better if we hop right on in and do a little recap of what happened last time. Let's go. So, last time, our adventurers had found themselves in the Græy Wilds due to the need of rescuing a young boy by the name of Siegfried, who got captured by a bunch of meanlocks. They had dealt with the meanlocks very handedly and rescued the boy. Unfortunately, the boy, due to having a very innate ability or sensitivity to the magic around him, started to take on the transformation of turning into a meanlock without actually having been subjected to the actual transformational stimulus of the meanlocks doing their thing, if that makes any sense. So they had to bring him to the woman known as the Gray Lady, who apparently has some relation to this boy, and due to the strange magics of the Feywild and Feywild adjacent Græy Wilds, because our adventurers had accepted a quest from these rats, they would have to be the ones to actually complete the they would have to be the ones to finish or say help. Wow. They would have to be the ones to actually help transform Siegfried back into his full, slightly mean-locky self. And unfortunately, the Gray Lady was not going to be able to actually do anything except lead them in the direction of a place where they could do this. That place was the lair of the Spirit of Tranquility. So on they traveled to find the lair of the Spirit of Tranquility, which ended up leading them to a large hot spring. Natural hot spring. And in this hot spring, the Spirit of Tranquility showed themselves to be a humongous capybara. One of the most tranquil animals in our own actual living earth. There they spent some time. Siegfried got healed up. The bear that they stargazed with was also there, along with a bunch of Japanese monkeys, you could say, like the macaques, I think they're called, scrubbing them down and doing all sorts of tranquility cleansing. And then from there, they brought the boy and the rats, because they were with them, back to the cottage of the Green Lady, where she rewarded them with some treasure. and a nice meal. And afterwards, they headed on back to where they were, going through the tree, back into the cellar of the base bass, up into the tavern, where then Pine saw an individual of elven descent cross over the Gray River into the Græy Wilds. And that is where we left off. But before we officially jump in, there are two little things I have to do. One, Sean, who plays Alex, your unbreakable, cuttable rope of mending.
Yeah.
I think I said the strands could be within a foot of each other to remend back.
Let me see. I know I have less than a foot.
Less than a foot. Okay, my brain did a funny, and what I meant is an inch or less, not a foot. A foot's too much.
Okay.
So within an inch of each other, the strands. And
God.
two, you guys are now level 4.
Oh,
Yay!
right.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
unless you guys want to do any role play and go to bed first, we can either do this now or as like a sleepy thing, or your character's taking out, because you guys do have rooms here at the base bass. So, how would you guys like to do it? Is there anything you want to talk about first, or do you guys just want to have your characters go to bed, level you up, and then just get on to the next morning?
Honestly, I'm ready for bed.
Yeah, I'd say
just something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, do the bed and
Well, you guys find yourself in the sort of, dark, not lit room of the main floor of the tavern. So you head upstairs, go each to your separate rooms, and have a wonderful sleep after doing what feels like almost half a day's worth of work in literally what feels like only less like an hour over here in the real material world. So you head on to bed and have lovely, very, very good, happy dreams, as though you're dancing in like the wilds itself again, but in like a spiritual, like sort of, it's a dream, whatever. You have a good restful night of sleep. You get all your stuff back. And now let's do a level up, because it's fun, at least for me, when I hear other actual plays or these kind of podcasts, to hear the players level up. So, roll your HP.
All right, mine's a 8.
all right.
Yeah,
I'll let Brian
both
go first.
Yeah, Pine is a D10 and Alex is a D8. And
That is a 3.
a 3, okay. I was gonna also use the rule of re-rolling a 1 if you get a 1.
All right, and we're adding our Constitution modifier.
Yes, it's your hit, whatever your hit die is, plus your Constitution modifier added to your HP.
All right, here we go. 7.
Very nice.
So I get a 10 total.
Nice, that's pretty good. What did you get, Pine? You rolled a 3 plus your con for a total of
41.
41 is your total. What's Alex at now?
Plus 10 to my current hit points, 43.
Ooh, very nice. All right.
Artificer's tankier than the paladin.
Well, I am wearing armor, so
They both are wearing armor. All right.
more armor.
Sure. And then you guys either get to decide if you want to increase one of your ability scores by 2 of your ability scores by 1 each, or if you would like to take a feat, you can. If you want to take a feat, we don't have to go over that now. That stuff we can maybe do later on if you feel like you
Like
need
outside.
to have more time, yeah. So,
I have already chosen. I am taking a feat.
you okay?
I'm taking the dual wielder
Oh,
feat.
right, yeah, because you are that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, unless you absolutely already know what your feat is, then yeah.
Mhm.
So I don't know if Sean/Alex has a idea.
I don't have a feat yet, but at least in terms of my points.
Well, it's the points or a feat.
Oh, it points or a feat.
Yes.
Okay, actually, I'm gonna wait then.
Okay. You want to choose a feat though?
Damn.
No, it's up to you. It's
No.
up to you. if you want to think on it more, if anything.
Yeah, I want to think of it more.
Okay. So,
Do you want me to explain my feat since I have it?
why not? Yeah, explain what your feat does.
So the feat that I have chosen is Dual Wielder. You can draw/stow 2 weapons per round. You can dual wield non-light weapons, and you gain +1 AC while dual wielding.
Very nice. What's your AC at now, then?
So now my AC is at 17.
That's pretty good. Oh, and I believe you also... Do either of you gain an additional spell slot, or no?
Oh, let me see.
No? Okay.
I
I
want to say
don't.
no. I don't think I do that till level 5, but let me double check on that.
And I believe you actually may or may not also gain an additional known spell. Because you leveled up. Maybe.
Think it's...
No, my spells are the same.
Then my spell should also be the same.
Yeah, since you're both half
Half-casters.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, level 5 is now when I gain another level 1 and 2 level 2s.
Very nice.
All
All right.
that.
So, you guys wake up the next morning to a wonderful smell of all sorts of cooked breakfast meats, smoked and fried fish, and various pastries wafting through the air. I imagine you guys both head down to the main area of the inn/tavern.
Mm-hmm.
There you see various other farmers and other morning working locals enjoying a nice hearty breakfast before they begin their day. You see some of the Steamhoof clan, your 3 compatriots, eating some food as well. You see Cathis, Croc Kicker Mathanel III up at the bar, wiping down some things. He kind of catches your eyes like, "Hey, yeah, you two, come on over. Let me hear about how it all went last night." You guys slide up to the bar. It's like, "So,
Okay.
you able to deal with my rat problem?"
Yes, the rats have definitely been taken care of.
Ah, boy.
But I don't believe that Siegfried... It might be a while till he comes back around.
Yeah, no problem. I know that boy kind of just travels around by himself. I think he travels by himself. I don't think he has a home around here. So I think someone takes care of him. Either way.
Someone does.
Oh, good. Good to hear. Well, you completed the task that I had assigned to you, and let me get you your payment. And he goes and gets you your payment, I believe, which was 10 gold.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Yeah. I believe that was the thing.
Yeah, that was what you said. I wrote it down.
Okay, good. I'm not going to worry about going all the way back up there with my notes then. So yeah, so there you go. You guys have gotten paid and are all set. I was like, I hope those rats weren't too much of a trouble for you. I know it can be sort of a dirty job or not as a ideal job for adventurers such as yourselves, but I appreciate the hard work.
Oh, for the most part, it was rewarding enough.
Well, that's good. Well, let me get you some food on the house, yeah?
Yep.
That would be lovely.
Mm-hmm. So he starts getting you some food and whatnot. Brox kind of walks up and is like, "Hey, boys, I got a talking with old... Oh, what's that old halfling's name? The one who's got the hook. He brings in the such. Yeah, old Jorb the Hookmaster. Apparently he's expecting barrels be coming down this later morning, early afternoon. So once we pick those up, we can head on out. I don't know if you guys have any other business around town to see to before we head out, but you know."
Well,
We do still have to pick up our things at the Copperbeards.
Yep.
Well, all right.
And I do have a question for Kythus once he comes back around and after we eat. Hopefully that won't take too long.
No worries. Yeah, me and the other two will go grab our barrels and load up the cart while you guys deal with whatever else, the other stuff you got going around town. All right. Well, we're just gonna finish our breakfast and then head on over. All right. We'll
Can do.
Huh?
Can do.
All right. We'll just meet outside the Bass Base or Base Bat, whatever this place is called. Once we're all done, all right?
All right.
Yeah. All right. See you two in a bit. So he heads on back to finish up his meal. Cathus comes back. He's got various plate of like eggs, bacon, sausage, 2 different kinds of trout, both smoked and fried. Some sort of a drink as well, unless you wanted a specific idea for a drink.
Nope.
A lovely like bit of cornbread as well. On the house, of course, for the wonderful job you guys did. It's like, all right, here you boys go. Eat on up. Bet you're hungry from a night of adventure.
Oh, will do. I have some.
He kind of just goes back to like cleaning various like implements and glassware.
And while we eat, Pine will go, Caithus.
Yeah.
You know, I thought of there was a hooded figure here in this tavern yesterday or so.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about them?
Yeah. They were an elf. From up north in the they used to live in Salt Town, which is part of the one of the, I think, the only town that's up there in the porcelain tundra. And they were traveling down over here so they could essentially head on home. If you understand, what is your knowledge of elven history and myth?
What is my knowledge of elven history?
Roll a history check.
I just speak it.
I speak the base of it. You said history?
Yes.
Oh boy. 14.
14. Okay. You were not completely asleep in class when you were being taught history of the world. So you know that, and this is sort of a common thing in the world that you guys live in, is back in the day, elves don't originate from this plane of existence. They come from like a world beyond, like a different world called like a Aravandor. And so centuries, like millennia ago, they migrated here through like first from Aravandor to the Feywild, and then from the Feywild into this world and through the Græy Wilds. And actually this area, the Græy Wilds, the Grey River, this is where they first like came from to this world. And through that, various groups of elves spread off into the world to kind of explore and find the beauty of this world, between the wood elves who went into the woods. Partially some of the old ruins near where you grew up, Pine, were wood elven ruins. You have the sea elves that were mariners and created cities along, or various citadels along the coast, and would just sail out into the oh shoot, what's the name of this sea right here? Hold on a second. I have it written down. Hold on. Double checking my notes. Out into the Obsidian Sea, and the Black Ocean beyond. You have the Deep Elves, which are, if we were to go through like the monster manual and stuff, and like D&D, it would be like the Drow or the Dark Elves. Here they're called Deep Elves. They did go into the ground because they have an incredible skill at crafting, almost as if not on the same level as with like dwarves and like gnomes. And they fell in love with like the beauty of the world underground. And then you have the High Elves, which were renamed themselves Sky Elves because they started to, with their ability for magic, created floating castles and things that would float around the sky. Sky Elves, High Elves, they're high up. Yeah, a little bit of a pun, but also that. But from all this adventure and stuff, the elves, and it's not sure exactly when or who encountered who first, but they encountered the giants, and that started the elfin giant war that basically almost wiped out, as far as people are aware, most of both people. Like, a bunch of giants were wiped out and a bunch of elves were wiped out, and it just like was a huge catastrophe. And this is prior to like any like King Bertrand unification, Dark Lord stuff. Like, this is way before any of that. And so after that, a lot of elves to survive either hid away or started to pass on their traditions and knowledge, would, mate and marry with various other individuals, such as humans, half-orcs, dwarves on occasion, and just like various other humanoid races here. And like, that's why half-elves are a thing now. And so a lot of these elves, those that stay either hidden, do it for safety, and then those that have created sort of families around generally stay there. But there are those that decide they are done trying to live on this plane and will migrate to essentially the Gray River to traverse into the Græy Wilds to try and make their way back to like the elven home world, or elven home. And so Caithus is kind of talking about this, like, yeah, my great-grandfather, Caithus Crackkicker Mathanel the First, he was a full-blooded elf. Now, he was on his way doing his migration to try and head home, back to the elven home world, and he ended up here, and that's when he started this tavern and fought, Nashjaw, the crocodile over there. That's how long the thing's been here, and, gave birth to my father, and then me, and that's how I came to be the proprietor of the Base Bass. And he migrated maybe a decade or so ago over there. And this I just talked to him a little bit. This hooded individual, his name was Naothel Pearlleaf. Yeah, he was I believed he was of Sky Elf descent, and he just, I guess, decided that he was done kind of, living on this world, and apparently made the entire trek from Salt Town, the Porcelain Tundra, all the way down here, which is, I have to say, is quite the feat, since, the tundra and the cold and all the dangers up north, for sure, not great. Not that I've ever been. I've just heard rumors, and especially talking to this individual. Apparently, he's got family up there still, and, actually, you know what? He gave me a letter and a note.
I'm hearing noise.
There's trimming of hedges and things outside my window.
Ah.
Oh, lovely.
I know the feeling. Wakes me up at night. Yeah, it's so
now I hear it. I wasn't hearing it before.
Oh, you really weren't hearing that?
No, now I am.
Man, this fucking sucks.
Is it a big, I was gonna say, is it like a big yard that...
No, it's not like a yard. There's lots of, like, vegetation around, like... Oh my god.
Nah. I assume it's gonna take a little while.
It stopped right now, so let's just try and keep going.
Okay.
Fuck. Oh, come on.
Puppy, come here. Come
Oh, this is such a pain in the ass.
Well...
Come say hi to Eric. There she is.
Hi, Poppy. Such a pretty kitty. Oh, look, hear that meow. This is so cute. She's so squeaky. Does she like being held? She has to be in the mood for it.
Maybe for a short time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any more squeaks?
All right, put her down.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's try to get to a stopping point at least.
Okay, yeah, here. Well, that stopped right now. It's like,
Okay, go.
yeah, he, because
Oh boy.
I'm so mad.
I know.
You're working on a Saturday?
It's like the landscapers that work here that, like, because there's lots of vegetation and stuff in our apartment complex.
Hmm. This is unfortunate.
Yeah. It's gonna be a while until we do our next one, so
I know. That's why I'm, like, so mad right now.
yeah.
And I am, like, giving you guys lore about, like, the elves of the world
Yeah.
and shit, and it's just like...
Oh, the unfortunate circumstances of recording.
Yeah.
in, like, not a studio or sort of, like, soundproofed area.
Yep.
Did it stop? I'm not hearing anything.
It's still going.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Is it picking up on your mic?
It is. I mean, it's a little farther back. They sound a little farther away now, so it might be something I could edit out.
Yeah. Okay. I guess we can make this brief. We'll see where it goes from there.
It's still. Oh, it's getting.
It's getting in the way, like it. Damn it. You think you can edit it out, or you'll know?
Maybe it might just be a little rough. Maybe when I edit this, I'll have a disclaimer at the front. It's like, hey guys.
Puppy.
Oh my god, it's so.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh.
All right. You know what? Let's just go.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just
I'll
go.
try and edit it out, or just give a disclaimer and just be like, I'm sorry. Yeah, so he actually gave me a letter to, the whole idea is, sorry, it's just getting to me and it makes me angry. I'll plug in my laptop real quick. Hold on, guys. All right.
It can never be.
Are those water wheels supposed to be so loud?
It can never be easy.
The water wheels that are on the Gray River are just like super loud this morning. Okay. Yeah. Well, I imagine you guys know, being adventurers, that if you see an elf on the road that's traveling and heading over this way, to try and help them out as best you can and stuff, just to give them a leg up, since, they've been through a lot and live a long time, and that sort of melancholy and tragedy just kind of sticks with them. But, he's like, but I did give the man my word that, I would get this letter to his family up north, but seeing as I rarely ever actually go there, or don't really have a great way to get up there, would you mind if I hand this on to you two as adventurers, and I imagine merchants? You might find your way up north, or at least maybe you can find someone in, like, the Silver Capital to maybe pass this along and try and get it up north, because I unfortunately don't find myself getting either to the Silver Capital or up to Salt Town anytime that this would probably be pertinent. So I know I've already asked you, and I don't know if I have any way to pay you for it, but basically it was his letter to try and let his family know that he had made it here. And, well, yeah, he kind of sets it on the ground, or sets it on the table. So if you wouldn't mind doing one, old elf to half elf sort of a favor. But
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll just pick it up and.
But yeah, I guess the real question is, why do you ask? I imagine I haven't seen him around, but
Well,
I'm still
that's because the other day I happened to see him cross over the Græy River and head into the Græy Woods. Or the Græy Wilds.
All right. Well, that's good to know. Then yeah, if you could definitely get that letter up to his family, that would be lovely. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, that's good. Yeah. That's great. Yeah, well, enjoy your meal, and thanks for doing that. If you get the chance, like I said, I'd imagine someone in the Silver Capital might be heading up that way and can probably drop that letter off or something. It is a little odd that we don't just have like a good mailing system throughout the coast yet. You might want to bring that up to our sovereign if you ever find yourself there. I think that's something that we need to improve on in this coast.
We'll see what we can do.
All right. So, other than learning a lot about elves right now, and then also discussing the fact that apparently the Rainbow Coast doesn't have a actual system for mail.
For mail and information.
Oops. That's on me. You guys finish up your meal. It's great. It's delicious. Not fishy at all. Like it doesn't taste fishy, fresh fish from a river. Shit's pretty good. So you eventually make your way to Copperbeard's, where Dartha is there. It's like, oh hey you two, welcome back. I know my wife Tyler is I think she's finished up with the work. She worked all through the night to get this stuff done for you. And she actually, I think she left it up here with me. Let me check. She's taking a nap right now. She's real tired from all that work, doing an all-nighter. Let me go check. Let me go check behind the counter real quick. And so Dartha heads over to the counter. And she pulls out a very nice looking longsword that has, it's very close, it's very similar in like the filigree that you wanted on the longsword pine, but you notice it's like, so like it's like an Art Deco version of what like vines and things, so it's a bit more like angles and stuff, but it still has like that sort of natural look. So it's not like a 1-to-1 exact like the swirling vines and stuff, but it's like this cool Art Deco dwarven runic looking like design of like vines and leaves and things. It's pretty cool. Maybe not exactly what you were expecting, it being the exact same lines with your scimitars, but, and it's a sword that is crafted for use and not just decoration. So it will do.
Okay, it's like,
perfect.
That looks cool.
Yeah, it'll do the longsword thing of 1d8 / versatility, all that. It does. Yeah. It'll work. It'll stab things. It'll slash things. Yeah. And then for Alex, it's not like a big wall shield or anything. It's a nice and not like a huge like circular shield like what a Viking would use. But it is Spartans. Almost sort of just shy of it's not as small as a buckler, but it's like a bit bigger than a buckler and just kind of like, it is circular, kind of goes, it encompasses like your forearm and stuff. It's got some really cool dwarven runes going around the edge, and sturdy shield. It gives you that +2 AC when you hold it.
All right.
She's like, yeah, and because you helped her with her auto hammer majigga thingy,
yes,
no charge. You did good work, especially now that she says that it works even better than ever. So this is on the house. Thank you, boys, so much for helping out my Tyler. I do love her, and I love when she's happy.
Hopefully I should make them happy.
Yeah, absolutely. Let them know that we greatly appreciate their work when they wake up from their well-deserved rest.
Absolutely. I'll make sure to give her lots of big kisses and things. All right. Anything else you boys need?
I think we're good.
I believe that's it.
All right. Well, then, toodaloo. Hope to see you around maybe or maybe not, wherever the wind takes you.
All right.
All right. So,
All right.
you guys head on out.
You're enjoying Dartha, aren't you?
I love Dartha. as a just sort of off the top of the head sort of a character. She's great. So, you guys head back to the base bass, or I don't know if there's anything else you want to check out while you're here prior to meeting up with the Steam Hoofs to head on out.
Nothing of interest for Pine.
I already looked at the war wheels yesterday, so...
Yeah.
All right. I think that's it mostly.
Yeah. All right. So you guys head on back to the base bash. Just kind of sit outside of the porch.
I was looking at my shield, just getting all the...
Mm-hmm. It's very nice.
Just admiring all the details and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the runes are on the outside. Well, they're not magical or anything, but they do have they are dwarven runes of depicting protection and all sorts of things like that. Eventually, the Steam Hoofs come back over with their wagon and good old steam razor in the front, the giant mechanical steam-powered boar. And Brock's like, all right, you... Excuse me. All right, you two. We're all set up in the back. Got everything sort of packed away. Might be a little bit cramped back there since we got a lot of supplies we got to get to. But now we can start making our way to our first stop on this... merchant excursion to the Green Duchy, or the Green, which will be right in Greenfield, or Greenfields, yeah. So, hop on back and we'll head on out. Should be about maybe a couple days of travel, not too long.
All right.
Road should be
Off
easy.
we go.
All
Climb
right.
inside.
All right.
I'm trying my best not to hit knock
Yeah,
down.
there's
or-
lots of it's a lot of barrels since they're
Okay.
traveled down from the Blue Mountains and the Blue Duchy. So various barrels of all sorts of different ale and spirits, and some even have minerals and precious gems in them. Some even have various wool, all sorts of various different things, mountainous merchandise. So you head on out. You go past the wooden walls of sort of surrounding the town for extra defense. You go past the hill that on it is this old dilapidated fort known as Old Fort, where apparently the children like to play. You see some kids kind of just waving at you all as you head out on your way across the old dwarven roads, or at least these parts of the old dwarf roads that are a little less finished and just kind of more grown over with moss and dirt and such things. But eventually you find some of the old dwarven waystones, and you head on out. So we'll just kind of, for expediency's sake, you travel about a day, so you have a nice rest. You guys do a little watch and stuff. Nothing too exciting happens. But about halfway through your second day, you're traveling along some actual roads. The trees are around you, and on your way, can I have both of you make a perception check for me?
Okie dokie. Oh.
Natural 20!
Nice.
3.
3. All right.
Yep.
Pine, as you're you guys are taking a nice slow pace. You're kind of just trotting along, just trying to enjoy walking beside the wagon and stuff. And Pine,
I'm just admiring my shield.
yes, you're admiring your shield. Pine, you happen to hear what sounds like up ahead, someone in distress, crying sort of away, or like trying not to like cry too loud, but you hear like someone in distress like up ahead.
Mm-hmm. I'll turn and let everyone know. We've got something coming up ahead. Sounds like it could be bad.
Huh? What?
All right. Well, we'll take it nice and easy. Well, you lead the way, Pine.
Yeah, I'll take charge.
All right. So eventually you keep going, and eventually, like sort of around like a couple trees, you see this human, dark hair, sort of a little dirty looking, in like peasants, but like farmers' clothes, and they're just like, oh, my goats, oh, I can't believe it's like my goats, my goats.
That guy looks like he really needs help.
Excuse me, sir.
Oh, please, you have to help me. A troll took my goats. Humongous troll that lives under the bridge ahead took my goats from me, and I can't get back home across the bridge without them. Will you please save my goats?
Okay.
Oh boy!
I just
kind of all the tears, like the snot, like getting all over your armor and stuff. Fine, like it is just.
I just kind of pat his head and just kind of let him like, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
So,
well, help.
We will take care of this troll for you.
You will.
It's all right.
You'll save my 3 goats. My 3 goats.
3 goats. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. We will take care of this. You have our word. We'll save your goats.
Thank you.
Okay.
It is no problem.
Yeah, why don't you get this man in the back, and we can maybe give him a little something to calm him down or something. So you lead him back.
I'll lead him over in the back.
Give him a little bit of like dwarven whiskey, and he goes, thank you. And he just like passes out.
I take a whiff of the whiskey. He's like, whoo!
Yeah, it's strong stuff.
That is strong stuff.
So, you now know that there's a bridge ahead with apparently a troll underneath that has taken this man's goats.
All right.
To the bridge.
All right. So, a little whiles after, couple minutes, you find yourself at this river, with a decently built dwarven stone bridge across. This river is like just wide enough and sort of deep enough where trying to cross like itself with just like your boar and the wagons wouldn't be possible. Like you have to cross over this bridge. And it seems like, probably enough room under the bridge or something that a troll might be there. But as you get closer to the bridge and like just like just the edge of it, like right where the stones start, you watch as from under the bridge, these massive green, warty, humongous, like spindly, muscly arms form over the top of the bridge. And it's big. Like this is big. And you watch as the arms cross together, forming a little like prayer motion like this, and then you watch as the arms form. First, the ring fingers go down across. The pointer fingers go back, crossing over. The middle fingers touch, and then the thumbs meet in the middle underneath to form a mouth. It's like, oh, hello there. I am the troll of the bridge, and I have enacted the troll toll for this bridge. If you would please give me something good before you can pass. And with that, we're going to take a little break before we come back to this troll encounter. So we'll see you all in a little bit.
Oh boy.
All right, well, welcome to the break time. Thank you once again for downloading our lovely podcast. My brothers and I very much appreciate it. I hope you're having fun, It's great to be back after the holidays and dealing with some other stuff. So, I won't keep this too long, so let's get back to this troll under the bridge, shall we?
Welcome back, folks. We re-enter our world as our two heroes, or two players, have encountered a bridge with a troll underneath, whose humongous arms wrap around the top of the bridge to create a sort of face with their arms, and use that as a sort of hand puppet for talking to those they want to enact the troll toll from. So, we enter back with that. The troll has just demanded the troll toll from you. What do you two wish to do? Or how do you wish to interact with this troll?
I step up to the troll.
Okay.
And I'll say, well, troll, and your troll toll. We've come here because a certain man was in distress from you taking his 3 goats.
Oh, yes, I know those goats. They were tasty indeed.
We might not get those back.
So you've already eaten them.
Yes, but my appetite is not been satiated. I require more sustenance.
So it's merely food you're after?
Oh, food for sure, but gold and treasure and other pretty things indeed for my hoard beneath this bridge.
Well, Alex, you have any thoughts?
Okay. Out of curiosity, okay, as it gets closer to me, how much is it to get the 3 goats back and for us to cross the bridge? Also, I should have asked that guy if he's going our way or the other way, but as of right now.
Well, as I have eaten the goats, it would be quite hard unless you wish to go through my waste. For their bones. You see, I do not digest bones well.
Okay.
That must be awful coming out.
It is a bit.
Okay, so they are gone for sure. I'm sorry, this is new to me. Alright, well, in that case, how much is it for all of us to cross?
If you give me food that you have, whatever you have in that cart, I think I shall take all of it, if you will, to cross my bridge.
By the way, does that hurt?
Oh, my hands?
Yeah.
For a prolonged time, it hurts a little bit.
Okay.
That's why I've been doing it on and off.
Shit. Okay. Well, not for that. I'm just thinking what to do here.
Looks like Ryan's brought the book out. He's looking through some ideas, maybe some spells that he has.
I guess I should look as well. Oh, don't I have... Let me look at my ability.
I'm going to cast Detect Magic.
Alright.
And see if there's any funny things going on.
Okay. So, let's see. Alex, you also want to do anything? Cast anything? Or do you want Pine to do this first?
I'll let Pine go first. I'm still thinking here.
So, as you sort of discreetly, center yourself and, say a prayer to the woodland beings, your eyes start to glow a bit as you start to detect the magic around you. Wise choice. As you can see, there is quite a bit of illusion magic emanating from the arms of this troll.
I knew I've never known a troll to be this large. I will start walking towards the bridge.
You've come to a decision. What will you give me for my troll?
I just keep ignoring him and start heading underneath.
No, you shall not come visit me. I shall keep you from that. And you watch as the troll's hand mouth starts to go towards you and make an attack against you. Pine, what do you do?
I'll let it try and swallow me.
Okay. You watch as it. Can you make a well, it's an illusion, so
Yeah.
you just watch as it goes, and it keeps going, and it gets closer and closer and closer.
Correct.
You're not scared?
I keep walking and go to look underneath the bridge.
You should be scared. I'm a scary troll. And you just kind of watch as the arms shoot back underneath as you walk under. And Pine, as you walk under the bridge, you can see it sort of has some room there you can walk under this side of the bridge. All sorts of reeds and grass growing around. And you can see there's various very strange things, all sorts of wacky items, possibly a treasure chest, some barrels, a decent amount of food stuff that is actually being eaten by 3 goats.
It was the goats all along.
And you're looking around and you don't see a troll at all. But you do see...
Just so you know, after I saw that, I'm walking closer.
Okay, yeah, you follow Alex and you get behind Pine, who's just staring at all this stuff.
Yeah.
And you see the 3 goats that are just eating a bunch of food stuff. And Pine, you notice there's a little stone hut that's covered by a bunch of reeds, and out from this stone hut pops out what you know to be is a boggle. It says, no hurt, Wog! No hurt, Wog! Wog, just try to just pull break, and no harm to Wog. Wog give no harm. Wog, don't hurt, Wog. Wog just prankster.
I'm just so good. Okay.
He's a boggle?
A boggle, yes.
Log the boggle.
A small fae.
Yeah. Oh. Can I try and remember what I know about boggles, if I've ever heard of them?
Yeah.
Do you have a roll history check?
No, I'll say with Pine's just general knowledge of fae creatures, you know that boggles are little bogies of fairy tales. They lurk in the fringes of the Feywild and also are found in the material plane, where they hide under beds and in closets usually, waiting to frighten and bedevil folk with their mischief. Generally formed out of feelings of loneliness in the material plane, touch the Feywild. They usually sometimes, if they feel in proximity of an intelligent being that feels isolated or abandoned, like a forsaken child, or lonely widower's house, they just kind of hang around, cause a little bit of mischief. Sometimes they will make friends with folk if they grow attached to them in the area, and then other such reasons. They generally are kind of slippery and can usually teleport relatively easy in their own way. They also are kind of oily, and they have various boggle oil that can either be sticky or slippery, and this one apparently has the ability to cast rather large illusions.
Well, hello, Wog.
That's my name!
So,
I just look at Maze and it's like, this is the thing that caused that illusion?
trickster little things. So,
Small yet
Wog.
effective.
Yeah.
We aren't gonna hurt you. That's one thing. At least I know I won't. I can't speak for my friend here.
Yeah.
But, how about this? I can give you a gift. I'm more than willing to give you a gift. Just out of the kindness of my heart. If you let us take these goats back and maybe look through any of your collection to see if we can take any other things.
Oh, yes,
And
yes,
I'll give you a gift as well.
yes. Take goats. Eat too much. Bad,
I was gonna say that.
bad
It's like-
troll toll. Bad troll toll goats. They eat too much.
Good. So I'll go and try and wrangle up these goats, knowing how stubborn they can be. It probably takes a little while.
Come on.
And then try and, I'll hand them off.
Make a animal handling check. Yeah.
Okay. That's a 3. Which is so fitting when dealing with goats.
Absolutely, when dealing with goats. That's literally a natural 1 for all 3 goats. Sorry. They still have like their ropes around their neck, and you like, Finn's like, all right, come on, goats. And you start pulling, and it's just like this really comedic. They don't move at all, and just start eating the stuff on the ground. It takes you a bit longer than you want it to. You eventually get the goats. You grab some of the food and like get the goats to like follow you and go up, and get them to eat on the bridge as opposed to under it.
I'm just writing down in my notes like, oh, so that's how you take care of goats. Well, my wisdom is low, and I got -1 in animal handling, so I'm learning as much as I can.
Yep, absolutely. It's like,
Wog, I appreciate.
Of course.
Gift.
Let me look through your collection first. How about that? And then the gift will come. Okay, so I take a look through.
so you take a look through.
I'll take a look as well.
Yeah. Alrighty, let's see what you guys find. In terms of stuff that's interesting, just give me a minute. Give me a minute. One thing you find, and I'll just give you each one thing as you kind of interest. One thing you find is a small cask of wine stamped with the seal of a noble's private collection, or at least this one particularly has a stamping of the it's just a really nice bottle or a what my gosh. Yeah, stamped with the seal of a noble's as though this was belonged to a noble. You also find a gem-encrusted decanter and 4 goblets. These sorts of interesting bits of treasure. So a very nice cask, a small cask of wine from a noble's personal collection, and then a gem-encrusted decanter with 4 matching goblets.
All right, these gifts are very, very nice. I think these are the things that we will take. Now,
Gift.
I'll load
time
them.
for your gift.
Well, I'm gonna grab them while he's talking and just load them in the back.
Okay.
So,
Gift.
what I have for you is quite special.
Yes.
And I take out one of the 2 dried abyssal chicken feet,
Oh.
and I show him, and I go, this is a very special item that can, through the right uses of it, can greatly increase that illusion magic that you're able to use. Possibly to the power that you could actually eat the people that you try and threaten with those illusions.
I don't want to eat people.
Well,
I just want stuff.
Actually be able to make the illusion more fitting to be able to actually possibly cause a little harm, just to make it seem that it's a bit more frightening. Make them really want to give you their stuff.
Oh, make my trick better?
Yes.
Oh!
Alright, roll me a persuasion check with advantage because you're using an abyssal chicken foot. And I'm just really happy for that.
Okay.
Question: can they really do that?
I don't know. Honestly, I'm surprised you're not telling me to roll for deception.
Oh yeah, sure, roll a deception then.
Okay. I mean, I could roll whatever one that is I'm better with.
Yeah, I imagine, whatever whatever one you want, but I guess deception would be more.
I'd say deception is probably more. That's a 17.
17. You just kind of watch as Wog the Boggle's eyes just get bigger and bigger as you're like explaining this. Like,
Yes, Wog like gift. Gift is good.
I will hand him the abyssal chicken foot.
he just kind of stands there holding this big ol' abyssal chicken's foot and just like,
Well, Boggle, with that, or with Wog, with that, I bid you a fine farewell. I hope that with that we are able to cross this bridge safely.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Wonderful. Well, I wish the best for you. And I'll head on out from under the bridge.
okay. As you leave Wog the Boggle / bridge troll to his abyssal chicken foot shenanigans.
Whatever he can make of it. If it does actually make his illusion stronger, then hey, better for him.
Hey man, with illusions, all you need is belief.
Yep.
Alright, so I just go to the Pines like, so how'd they go?
Well, we're safe to go over the bridge. He completely bought the fact that abyssal chicken foot does anything. So yeah, we are safe to go on.
You gave him one of the chicken feet?
I still have another. I didn't give him both.
We'll find a use for that other one.
It's like,
we'll find a use for that other one. Yeah.
Let's just go. My brain has too much information.
What? Just because I'm a paladin, you think that?
No,
some lawful person.
I've learned about the what was it called? The Boggle, and how to learn how to somewhat handle goats. My brain is full of knowledge right now, so.
Yes, so you guys make your way across the bridge. That farmer eventually wakes up, thanks you very, very heartily about rescuing his goats, and that if you ever need, like, a place to stay or, like, anything from them, to just find them. They also live on one of the farms in Greenfield, also known as the Green Duchy. And eventually, you find yourself crossing into the actual duchy of the Green Duke. And what's beautiful about this place is kind of known as sort of being the epicenter where a lot of produce and food for the Rainbow Coast comes from. Because the land in this area is so rich and fertile, it creates it like the food from it is just so abundant. It just is overflowing with like food production that it more or less is where like half the food of the entire Rainbow Coast comes from, which is both good and bad. But it's just like there are farms stretched throughout this entire thing. Various some bigger farms kind of starts away with some of the smaller farms nearby, and the Green Castle where the Duke's rules from in like sort of the main central area is like surrounded by a bunch of different like houses and things and all sorts of stuff, and is perched on this big old hill so it can overlook the wide area as far as it can. And you get there and you can see it, and it's beautiful and it's vibrant and it's just lush and it's green, as the name would suggest. Like, it is the healthiest green of varying different shades and all sorts of different like beautiful produce, from like tree fruit to like root vegetables to just like stalks of things as you go about. And you know that this to be like the first stopping point for these steam hoofs to, unload some of their merchandise, to start doing their merchant thing. And eventually you make your way into the actual like main area, the main sort of hub of green fields, where you can see the castle high up. And there's something else you notice. As you look around, you see the folk living their lives as like the summer is kind of, coming to the end of summer. They seem to be getting ready for a fall harvest, or not a fall harvest, but a fall planting for the fall crops. And as you look around, you can see various flags of the heraldry of the Green Duchy. which happens to be 2 crossing cornucopias, full and overflowing with produce, set on a green field.
What was it?
The heraldry of the Green Duchy, the ruling family of the Green Duke and the Green Fields, is a green flag with 2 crossing cornucopias full of overflowing produce. And also around you see members of the sort of guard that sort of guard around the various duchies and the capital of the Rainbow Coast, known as the Rainbow Guard. Their uniforms are easily recognized by the rainbow pattern on their arms and legs. Each guard is wearing a breastplate, a helm, gauntlets, boots, each carrying a shield, a spear, and a short sword. But these ones in particular have a more present green line, the green line in their pants and legs is a bit wider and more prominent on their uniform to represent that they are stationed here at the Green Duchy. Eventually, you make your way to the first area that is going to be the drop-off point for some of the merchandise for the steam hoofs. And that, I think, is going to be where we end this episode today.
All right.
Thank you all for joining us. And, yeah. And then from here on, we'll start here in the Green Duchy and see what sort of happenings happen here.
Not the happening.
Not the happening, no.
Not that.
This would be where it would happen, though.
No.
What? It's happening. No. All right. Well, we'll see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.
Well, that concludes this 4th episode of our podcast. I hope you're all just excited to see what the Green Duchy has in store. Thank you once again so much for listening, and thank you to my brothers for joining in on this experiment, and an extra special thank you to my wife Allie for her constant support and advice. I've been Eric, and I hope you continue along with us on this adventure, both real and imaginary. Ta-ta for now.